Okay, it's March 12th. It's about 7:37 a.m. Pacific time. Just living the dream out here in beautiful San Diego. Even though it's been raining pretty much nonstop for the last couple months. As far as the markets, so what did the 10-year do in the overnight? Pretty much just kind of went sideways in this area till about 4 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. Then it shot up to here, traded back to what would be support, and then once the pit opened and we got some inflation news and the red book and everything, it shot up to where you see it trading in this region right here. It's kind of been doing the sideways thing ever since. The one thing we do have coming up at 10 a.m. this morning is the 10-year note auction. So normally, in the couple hours leading up to an auction, just all the products just really don't trade much at all. I don't think it's going to be as bad as yesterday, but it could be. But one thing I will do, whether I pause the video or just leave it on the whole time, I'll probably pause it because that'll be a really long video, but I'll show what it looks like when the auction comes and how the bids and offers just drop off. And then the results of the auction, which should be a pretty good move, and then how the bids and offers filter back in and things sort of return to normal. So what I'm looking at here is just this little shelf. 10-year did it like a double top. It shot up here, came back down to about this level. It got bid right back up, and then it was sold right back down. And there's a couple times that buyers have sort of defended this little shelf. So this would kind of be just like taking a shot at this point. Just eyeballing it, keeping an eye on things. So far, only 475 traded down. Typically, liquidity kind of dries up pretty well. I'm going to go for this, I think. It dries up pretty well before the auction, so I just don't know. It's took up two plus hours. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so we got the fill. We were wrong right at 22.0, so there's no sense leaving that 3-tick cushion. I like my targets. This already went up to this area and pushed back down. So expecting new highs is kind of, it's not outrageous, but might be slightly unreasonable. I like that bid's pumping up here and the bid's pulling off over here. At least it was. So just to review, this is the 30-year, 5-year, 10-year. It's the 2-year. This is the S&P E-mini. One thing I did notice when I first manned the battle station this morning was that it seemed like there was a reaction. Treasuries were reacting to what was happening over here in equities, or at least the E-mini. So that's good. Maybe we can get some softness in the ES, and that will help us push this higher and make some money. Although thus far we're not seeing much. I suspected that liquidity would dry up, but I didn't think it would happen this quickly. I mean, literally 20 minutes ago, things look fairly normal. All right, here we go. We're getting some movement. We went bid at 23.5 on only 1,800. So basically the rest of that pulled off. That's a good sign. "30 years pushing the highs. We're going to need that to make new highs, most likely, for us to get our fills on our targets. Would have been nice to see some sustained buying up here. Might be sacrificing some profits there, but I just took one off. Just trying to lock in some profits. Still keeping an eye on the 30-year. It's going to have to push, I think. this offer to pull off. Man, another slow day in equities like this. 2 days in a row, just lack of volatility. So I like to keep a running narrative in my head, and I like to always reevaluate trades after I've been in them for a little while. And the basis for this trade, for this entry, is still valid, so I'm staying with it. No reason to change anything at this point, other than the targets. So we went bid at 23.5. Still watching that 30-year. Looks like the offer at 24 is pulled off a little bit here. This is a current offer, and this was what the difference between this and the previous offer. So you're seeing that it's pulled off 1,200, 1,600, 1,900, 2,100, 2,400. That's with only nine orders up. $3,200, 3,400, 35, 36. That's what we'd like to see. Puts us 2,900 in the queue. Oh wow, it's a pretty good pushback right there. So conversely, this number here is how much pulled off of the bid. So we've already had 4,000 pull off of this bid here. So 30-year just went bid at the highs again. It's turning into a little bit of a battle. Man, another slow day. 2 hours until the auction. Not a big fan of this big print here. Just means sellers are absorbing all the buying that's happening at this level. Same thing's happening over here, the 30-year. So 2 contracts at 1 tick. My risk is basically double that, be 2 contracts at 2 ticks. And this is just so slow. So the pace just picked up in the ES. Counting on that to kind of pop this pressure point here and this one here, hopefully in our direction. Maybe some news came out or Trump tweet or some shit. So we're 2,800 in the queue there. Nice to get that fill. Better get on it soon. I'm just going to take this off as 1 tick. I mean, this could easily drop back in with like a 4,000 down. Then I'd be looking at a scratch scenario as opposed to a 1 tick profit. If this goes bid at 01 in the 30-year, that'd be kind of nice. Offers pulling off over here. We're still only 2,700. Just went bid at 01 in the 30-year. This is all just algo behavior, just responding to what's going on over here. The bids and offers pulling off, beefing up. $2,200 in the queue. Just go ahead and do this. In a normal scenario, it'd be way too early to move that to break even, but today, with the lack of liquidity, I think that's the right move. $30 years attacking at 02. As soon as I say that, it drops back in offer at 01. They're still pushing though. Two ticks. Got that fill. 30-year still pushing the highs. 5 years on the other side of this little node now. We need this offer to pull off. So this is a volume stop, so it's not going to trigger until the bid gets down to 2,500. As long as this remains weak. So I'm checking, and the Dow's making new lows on the day, so that should drag this down. It's almost, the ZN, the 10-year is almost getting bid up reluctantly. Okay, volume stopped out. So just to recap, we came in, we saw that prices had pushed higher, and this level held 23 even. Went ahead and went long there because of this profile shelf. It was only good for 2 ticks, but it was still a good trade. And normally I would be done. I got other things to do today, but what I'm going to do is just pause the video, and if I'm here at 10 o'clock, I'll restart it so I can just show what happens when the auction comes and the impact on all these markets. But yeah, that's all I got for today.